Hello, okay, I think we'll start now. So, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the sixth day of Hello World. We've had five five very I would say content-packed days in which we learned a lot of things, different topics, and overall, I think we've been going okay till now. At least that's what I hope is the situation. So today we have our latest speaker, our next speaker, his name is Mr. Ravishankar S, and he's an assistant professor at Vidya Academy of Science and Technology, and along with that, he's also the resource person of the Vidya Center for Artificial Intelligence and Research. He is also a Google Cloud platform facilitator and a huge enthusiast when it comes to data science, machine learning, AI, and he's a he's a person who has a lot of knowledge in this area, and I would advise all of you to make maximum use of it. You can ask him any questions related to AI, ML. You can clear all your doubts. So today he'll be taking a session on Python for data science for us, and along with that he'll also be showing us how to make effective use of LinkedIn, so that we can as you all know, LinkedIn is a platform. It's a professional platform for where professionals connect with each other, and he'll be showing us how to make an efficient use of LinkedIn so that we can properly function on it and get the connections that we need and make an impact. So, on behalf of DSC Vast, I would like to welcome you, sir, to our webinar. Thank you so much for agreeing to be our speaker today. Uh, I can't wait to. I'm looking forward to, and I can't wait to another energetic session like the ones that you've been giving us for the past many years. So, thank you, sir, and welcome.
Thank you, Hemant, for the wonderful introduction. And in case if I am not audible, or in case if you are not able to see my screen, you can unmute yourself and we can talk, right? And even though I will be looking into your chat window, but it is better to unmute and talk. So, Hemant gave a nice introduction about me, and I would like to add a few things because I would like to make all the audience who I am and what I am doing, all those things. Probably for those who are not from Vidya Academy, and those who are from Vidya Academy might be knowing me for the years, right? Since I am involved with all of you, I could see many of my students, even past out students here. I don't know whether you would be bored with my same kind of lecture you might have heard several times, right? I don't know whether you would be bored or not. Before that, let me thank DSE, right, and of course AI Club for giving me this opportunity to take this 2 hour session, or rather 1 hour and 50 minute session to talk about the basics we needed for data science and machine learning. Also, we will talk about LinkedIn, how to make use of LinkedIn. So, since LinkedIn enables us for a professional networking, or you can say you can build organic kind of connection between your colleagues or professionals you are working from different area. Right? So right now you can see my LinkedIn profile, where you can see basically what I am doing. So I love teaching, so that's the reason why I'm still in this profession. And ever since I have completed MTech in 2012, I entered into this teaching field. I worked for NIT Calicut on contract basis for 2.5 years, and I have joined Vidya Academy in 2015. In between, I joined some other institutions, and since I did not like those institutions, I have resigned from there. I don't wish to include those names of those institutions in my profile yet. So, in addition to that, recently I have joined Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kottayam, as a research scholar. And what I have been doing for the past 2 years, I have been training, I have been delivering various sessions on Python, data science, and machine learning. And for the past 1 year, I have facilitated the GCP course, which is Google Cloud Platform for the current final year students of Vidya Academy. So these are my areas you could see there. So my profession so far, what I have been doing, right? So what I currently do, all those things, my license and certifications, you can see everything in my profile. We will come back to LinkedIn later, and I will tell you how to make use of LinkedIn to the maximum, right? So before that, so these are the organizations I currently involved with, in addition to my regular work or full-time work. So I am involved with a recruitment agency called recruitment and training agency called Osprey International since May 2020. So I have been delivering a lot of webinars through them. Even I have completed around 11 webinars on data science itself. All those webinars were on data science. I have completed it for students and professionals across the globe. And also I have delivered many paid webinars for them on how to teach online, right? All things. Why I'm not deliberately wasting the time. Hemant told me that people will be joining more by 6:15 or 6:20. So I thought I should spend some time so that it won't make you bored. Meanwhile, you can think of how you can make your LinkedIn profile beautiful, right? LinkedIn profile by adding things like this, right? And I am involved with, not directly involved with Google. Don't misinterpret like that. As a part of this course, that is Associate Cloud Engineer Facilitator, right? So I have partnered with, not I, Vidya Academy has partnered with this additional skill acquisition program, which is run by Kerala government. So as a part of that, I used to facilitate the course by Google, right? That's what it means. I don't work in Google. So the next thing is, obviously I have been associated with ASAP Kerala from December 2018 and all. And I have been doing training on AI and ML, especially for the students from the academy. I must thank to them for choosing that. Then that's all about me, right? In addition to that, there are a lot of upcoming courses also coming under ASAP. Recently, I have joined for AWS course, that is Amazon Web Services Cloud. So soon I will be getting certified in that, and I will be able to deliver the same thing for the current third year students. Now, before starting my session, these are about my publications and other things, right? So before starting the session, I would like to know one thing from the audience. I used to ask a lot of questions, basic questions, simple questions. I want everything to be interactive. Otherwise, it will be bored, right? The first question I want to know: is there anybody who is outside Vidya Academy attending the session? I just want to know if you are from outside our college, Vidya Academy. Please type an yes in the chat window. Great to know that many are there, right? Yeah, I could see a lot, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? 12. Great. Now my second question, 13. Again, it's increasing, right? 13 out of 107, right? So almost you can say 13 to 14%, right? Let's say 14%. Now the second thing is, second question is, how many of you are from outside Kerala? From the name, I could see that most of the people are Malayalis, but still, I just want to know how many of you are there from outside Kerala. Probably Anurag, are you from outside Kerala? Oh, Manashi, right? Manashi Nanda is from outside Kerala. No, Anurag is from Kerala. Only Manashi is there from outside Kerala, right? So why I have asked this question is to make my class beautiful with jokes and all. I don't know whether it would be real kind of jokes or not, but still I would try to give a lot of examples, practical examples and all. And for that, Malayalam is good. right? Using English is a bit formal, right? I don't have any problem in talking in English for 2 hours or more than that, but becomes a lot of formal. Right? So that's why I wanted to ask whether any are there outside Kerala, and I would like I could see that. Yeah, I could see that Manishi is there outside Kerala. Sorry, Adish, since there are people attending this webinar from outside Kerala, I need to continue with English, right? So that would be better. Okay. So nice to see that at least 15 people have interacted. Others are simply silent, right? Might be playing PUBG or anything else. I don't know what you're doing, right? So that's the beauty of online class, right? You can do simultaneously. You can attend the class and do play PUBG. That's another thing. So this today's session is based on actually I wanted to give you an introduction to data science, but that would become too much theoretical. So what I would like to do is to give you something on, give you some some insights on Python, rather the programming language which you require for learning this data science. Okay, so I would like to do that first. Then we will I'll give you some insights on data science. So various stages in data science and all those things, I will talk about that. So before that, I'll be pasting a link for you. So all of you can download that, download the data set, and based on that, we'll be working today. So first of all, I will talk about Python a bit. Then I will talk. We will examine everything through the data set. With the link, which I'll be giving the link now, right? So you can download that data set, right? So let me copy it and paste it in your chat window. Now, you all can download the data from there. Okay, I hope you can see that. Yeah, and we'll be having some fun for the next 1.5 hours. So feel free to ask me any doubts. Let me move on. The first thing you need to do is you open your Google Drive. There are two ways of doing this. Either you can directly go to drive.google.com, right? That link I will put there, right? I could understand that many people are there who are many students are there who want to join Vidya, also attending the session. So this is for the benefit of them. I'm giving you all the links and all, right? So you can click on that link and go to this, open this Google Drive, right? So here you can see, you click on this new, right? Click on this new and click on more, right? And scroll down. You can see that a Google Collaboratory application you can see there. But if you cannot find that, again scroll down. You can see connect more apps, right? I hope all of you are logged in from your computer system or laptop, because today's session we already mentioned that would be a hands-on session, right, through the coordinators. So you can click on this connect more apps. This much I hope. I know it's boring for students who already heard my lectures, right? But others, for newbies, it would be something informative, right? So we are going to do everything on cloud. We are not going to do anything on your system, right? So if you click on that, you'll be getting this G Suite Marketplace. This is a completely free application. You don't have to pay anything, right? You type collab there, so Collaboratory will come, and you can, if it is already installed in your system, it will show that it's already installed. Otherwise, you have to click on this, and if you click on that, you'll be going to some other website, and from there you can download the thing. Meanwhile, you can do two things. You can download the dataset. I hope all of you are downloading the dataset, right? You have the dataset available there. You can download it. Thank you, ma'am. I could see that. Yeah, now only I could see that you are attending this. Sorry. Yeah. So that's a message from our HOD of Computer Science Department. You could see in the chat window. So now we can, if it is not there, we can install this, right? And you can install. Once you install, you can go to your again click on new, click on more, so that you can go to this Google Collaboratory. Okay. So a new file will be open for you. Now I just want to know one thing from the newbies there who are not yet familiar to this platform. Have you all done this step? Please type in the chat window, guys. Please. Have you all done this step? Yeah. Nice to see that most of you are interacting very much, right? I wanted this energy from you all, right? Very good. Yeah, Manasha, shall I wait for you, right? I will give you one more minute so that you can do it, right? In case if you feel any difficulty, you can talk to me, right? No problem. You can type in the chat window what's the difficulty you are right now facing. And if you want to share your screen also, that's also possible, right? Everything is possible in today's session. You have the entire freedom. Yeah. Ultimately, we are going to learn something, right? Through fun and through some interaction also, right? So this is what I expect all of you to be, interactive and ask me doubts. If you want, you can. Yeah, link of what, probably Hemant can help the Google Drive link, right? Google Drive or Google Collaboratory. What do you need? The alternative way to do this is you just go to Google Collaboratory directly. You can see on my screen that you go to Collab, Google Collab directly. That is also possible, right? collab.research.google.com. That is possible. But I wanted to show you how to do the same thing in another way. So one thing you can do in n number of ways. That's the beauty of this Google Colab or even programming itself, right? You can do the same thing in different ways. Even the philosophy of something called pandas we will be learning soon. So the philosophy of pandas, it says that you can do the same thing in different ways, right? Yeah, Hemant has already shared the link there. You could follow that. This is one way of doing. There are alternate ways of doing that. I know you people have, and I know you might be knowing more than me, right? So now today's session, you can give any file name there. So what is going to be today's session? Python for DS, right? So let me put Python for DS, right? Yeah. So you can see some extension .ipynb there, right? What it indicates is that it is an interactive Python notebook, right? Interactive Python notebook. I indicates interactive Python notebook. Why it is notebook? Why it is called notebook? Why? Because you can put your text and code, right? So for example, let me click on this text here. Let me click on the text here. So you can type anything here. So you can rearrange your cell. You have this symbol here. You can click on that. So this cell will go move upwards, right? So here you can type anything. So what I'm going to type is Python for data science as a heading, right? I wanted to give, right? So you can click on that, select this. You can make it bold. You can even make it larger by clicking on this, right? All those options are possible. Even you can insert image, links, all those things, right? You can make it centered, or you can even make it a bulleted kind of things, and all those things are possible, right? And once you do that, either you press on Control Enter or Shift Enter. I use Shift Enter. You can use Shift Enter, Shift plus Enter. Simultaneously, you click on Shift and Enter so that you can see the heading here, right? It looks like a notebook, right? Isn't it? Now the cell which you can see here, this is called a chord cell, right? This is called a chord cell. I hope it's my screen is visible to all of you, right? So this particular cell you call it as a chord cell. Now that, so this notebook we call it as Jupyter notebook, right? Jupyter notebook. So you can do 3 languages or even more than that in here, right? In Colab you can even do C, Java, whatever language you want, you can do it. Like whatever it is, you can even do Linux commands here. Suppose you want to see the directories in the Linux. What will you do, guys? Please type in the chat window. If you want to see the directories and files in the Linux. Yeah, I will explain slowly. Yeah, I thought that it's a kind of boring compared to the students who took the earlier section. They are all brilliant than me, right? But I thought I might be slower compared to them. But yeah, I will wait here. I will wait. So what I have done here is I just opened this Google Collaboratory, right? Google Collaboratory. But Hemant is saying that not at all. But I don't believe so. You people are brilliant than me, right? I am simply learning only. I am on the learning curve, right? So I have opened this Google Collaboratory and I have given a file name. You can give any name like Lutu or Kitu or whatever it is. Lutu is my kid's name. So whatever it is you can give, right? And this is going to be an extension .ipynb, that is interactive Python notebook, right? That's all I have done. And this is called as a notebook and you can write text or code or whatever you want here, right? And what we do, we are doing things on cloud, right? In Google's cloud, GCP. You are doing everything in GCP, right? And you don't have to pay anything for 12 hours you can work on this continuously. 12 hours you can use the GPU and all those things. I'll come to that later. I don't want to confuse you right now. Now, up to that, I got comments from all students that this is a command that you use, right, for getting the directory, isn't it? So I just put an exclamation kind of symbol before that, right? This is what the not symbol or the exclamation symbol, whatever it is, I'm putting that, right? So this Linux command will do one thing, right? Initially, it takes a bit time, probably 5 seconds. You can see that when you place your cursor there, you can see it is showing connecting to Python 3 Google Compute Engine backend, right? And initializing Python 3 Google Compute Engine backend, right? So I told you that it is using Google Cloud Platform, and you can see that the RAM which is allotted to you when you place your cursor there, you can see you got 12.72 GB of your RAM. How many of you have more than this RAM in your system right now? Probably Arjun may have, right? I don't know whether Arjun is attending the session or not. I could see his name. Yeah, how many of you have more than? Yeah, you so many are having. Brilliant. But I don't have, right? My RAM is only 3 GB, and this is a 10-year-old system with i3 and all, right? Yeah, mine is only with 3 GB. You don't have. Yeah, many people don't have much resources. That's why I told you to use free resources like this. Even you can go to Kaggle kernel, right? Kaggle, and Kaggle is another subsidiary company of Google where they conduct a lot of competitions, machine learning competitions and all, right? You can go to Kaggle and again you can use the same thing. They also give you not this much space and all, but this much RAM and all, but they still give you near to 8 or 10 GB RAM. I don't know precisely, but you can do things there. Even you can do things on Azure, Microsoft's cloud platform, Azure. You can do things on GitHub, right? You probably had a session on GitHub by Gion, and you can do things on AWS, right? You called us Amazon Web Services. These are all major cloud services. They provide you, they give you some basic things freely, right? Just like how government is giving you Onam kit and all, especially people from Kerala would be knowing that, right? Right? All of you are getting Onam kits, right? Kerosene, a lot of things from ration shop, right? Isn't it? Similarly, these people are giving you free things. You can use it. Okay. Now that. Yeah, talking jokes in English is a bit hectic. I don't like it at all. Probably would have been better in Malayalam. But now, so what is this actually? When you type this ls there, right? ls there, you got that folder directory name sample_data, right? Yeah, you can click on this folder symbol here on the left side. You can see that sample_data file folder straight away here, right? So that means that this is your directory. Okay, this is going to be your folder or directory available here by default, right? And you want to upload the file which you have already downloaded. I hope all of you have downloaded the file which I told you to download a bit before, right? I have shared the link also. So we are going to upload the same file. Hemant, you can remain them with the same file. You can put it there so that people will try to download it again. So once you have downloaded, what you can do is either you can upload it to the Google Drive, or otherwise you can upload it into this particular session, right? This environment. So beware, if you are uploading this to this environment, once you close this, you will be, next time when you open this file, again you have to upload this file, right? Each time when you open your file, open your Jupyter notebook, you need to upload your data set, right? So right now I'm going to upload the file which is already there, right? Which I have downloaded a little bit before. So that is related with the COVID data. I don't want to give you any other example rather than the most recent example which we are going to work on COVID date, right? So yeah, where is that? I think I downloaded in desktop. Yeah, probably something called data or yeah, data. Yeah, I don't know the name of that. Let me check the name of that file.
So full data.
Full, right? Yeah, full data, right? Full data. Thanks for helping me. Yeah, it's been uploaded for you, right? You can upload it permanently in your Google Drive and just take the link and all this, right? That's also possible. Now, so that file you can see here, right? It's the file which I have downloaded from this particular website. You can download it from any website, right? I have gone to this website. Even Google will give you data sets. This WHO will give you the same data set on COVID. Data is available, for experimentation everywhere. We can go there and simply download that. So let me come back. I just uploaded that. We will be using the data set soon. Before that, let me introduce a bit about Python, right? Our workshop is on Python, right? So we need to talk a bit about Python for half hour. Then we will play with this data, right? Which we have uploaded using Python package called Pandas. I'll be talking about that. Then finally, the last 20 minutes or the last 20 minutes, I will talk about LinkedIn, how to make use of LinkedIn, how to make your profile beautiful and all. And 10 minutes for the question answer, Q&A, right? So that's how it is planned. So I'm closing this, right? So let it be there. So now we are going to work on Python, right? So if you want to put anything, any comments in Python, you start with the hash, right? And you can type anything. For example, this itself is a Jupyter notebook, right? Jupyter notebook. What it means? You can do 3 languages in a Jupyter notebook, right? You can call it as Julia, and you can call it as Python. Oh, I missed that Y there, right? Yeah, Julia, then Python. The beauty of doing everything in this notebook is that you don't have to by heart anything, right? So when you type the name of that PR there, it will show you some suggestion. For example, yeah, you can see that suggestion there, right? So this is the beauty of doing programming in any IDEs. Not only this, you can use Eclipse. You can use, you can download your Anaconda or Miniconda. Inside that Jupyter notebook will be available. You can use that, right? And you can use Spider. That's another kind of IDE available. You can use anything, right? So these are all different IDEs available. For example, Spider kind of IDE. And right now we are using Jupyter notebook. I don't want to write it again. Eclipse. These are all IDEs. You call them as integrated development environment, right? So that makes programming beautiful, right? You don't have to remember anything. Unlike in our days, in our school days and college days, I had to remember the syntax and all those kind of things, right? For programming, which is a bit hectic, right? Still, the university follows the same thing. Probably they will change after 10 years, right? I don't want to comment about university. That's a great university. So now we come back to our session. So next thing is we are going to talk about Python, right? So this is an interpreted programming language, right? Interpreted programming language. Why it is called interpreted programming language? You might have learned in KG days, right? Because line by line interpretation comes, right? Or the translation comes that happens in line by line. That's the beauty of that, right? Interpreted programming language. And even, you can use it for production, and you can learn it easily. If you spend one day, you can learn Python easily, right? And it's easy to learn. It's open source. That's another beauty of that, right? And since it is open source, you have a lot of communities available to help you, right? Even Python official documentation page is there. There you can find a lot of communities. In addition to that, you can find a lot of communities in Stack Overflow and even Slack and all those places, right? Now that if you want to everything and anything in Python, you call it as an object, right? So anything in Python, whatever you see in Python, you call them as object, whether it is an integer or whether it is a floating point value, right? Sorry if I am talking too much fastly. Please respond, right? If I am fast, give me a hint to slow down a bit, right? These things are basic things, that's why I am going fastly. So you can do integer, floating point, or you can do even whatever it is you called as string or boolean, right? All those things you called as an object in Python, or something you called as lists or tuple. So many things are there, right? Like dictionary. Everything is object here in Python, right? For example, you want to check, right? So these are the comments. These are the comments. Now we are going to write the first line of code, right? First line of code should be what it should be, right? The name of this program, guys. The name of this 5 days program. What is it? The title of the program, right? Hello world, right? We start with hello world, isn't it? Yeah. You simply give print and inside the parentheses and put double quotes and give that. That's it. Simple. Shift enter. You could see that hello world there, right? Simple. Now I told you that everything is an object, right? So don't believe what I say. Not only what I say. Anybody, if they say something, you have to experiment it, and then only you should believe them, right? Never ever believe. Especially these days, media people, they say a lot of things, right? Today they will say something, tomorrow they will say something else, right? Don't believe them. You need to find the real truth, right? Yeah, I told you that. I just found out the type of 3.5, right? So type is actually a function, built-in function. The beauty of Python is that you have a lot of built-in functions available, right? Lot of built-in functions available, and using those built-in functions, right? You can do a lot of things rather than wasting your time. For example, for knowing the type of an object, you can put the object 3.5 is an object. What is the type of the 3.5? It is a floating point object, right? Now I want to see the type of another object. Let's say true. What is going to be the type of that? It is going to be boolean, right? BUL. That means it belongs to the class. This object belongs to the class boolean, right? So 3.5 belongs to the class floating point. I don't want to say what is class and all for those people who are coming from biology background, right? I too studied biology back in I did +2 in 2005, I guess. Yeah, 2005 or 2004, and I completed +2 in 2004. I joined 11th in 2003, right? 2003. I joined the 11th straight away after the World Cup, 2003 World Cup, right? So I had the maths exam just before, just after the India-New Zealand cricket match, right? I still know how much runs Rahul Dravid scored there, right? And all those things I'm familiar with that, because those days I loved cricket. Nowadays I don't, right? Forget about that, right? Because we have a lot of corruption, a lot of fixing scandals and all those kind of things. And when the quality of the players are also not up to the mark, not only Indian players, even when you think about the world-class players like Australian players and all, the time at that time in 1999 or in the 90s and in 2000s, the quality of the international team, right, players in the international team, it was cannot be compared with them. I mean, even it was of high quality, right? You could say that people like McGrath and bowlers like Bedley and all, they were there in, they were some top class players. Nowadays, you couldn't even find one, right? Yeah. And that's the reason why many people are like, many Sharmas are scoring more than 200s in each game, right? In Indian pitches. I don't want to have a debate on this. Leave about all those things, right? If we start debate, then we'll go in detail and okay, whatever Sharmas, I love all those Sharmas and Dhonis and all. I don't have any, what to say? I don't want to have a debate here. Leave it. So now, this is about the type. So let's say I want to define a string, right? So you can directly put a string, and if you want to assign that string, right, to a variable. So this is called a variable. Country, you can define it as a variable, or you can say it is a placeholder. Variable is actually what it is, it's a kind of placeholder, right? You can store something there. You can store integer value. You can store floating point value. You can just store string. What is a string actually? String means a collection of characters. Your name, for example, Jobin Tech, it's a string. Aditya Haridas, it's a string. Terence Johnson, it's a string, right? And even in my R in my name, right? In Ravi, R, it's a string. Don't think that it's a collection of characters. Even one character you can call it as a string. No problem, right? So this is what you call it as a string. So what's your favorite country? Tell me, guys. What's your favorite country? Tell me, guys, what's your favorite country? Nobody is responding. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I'm getting India. Yeah, we should be. We should, other than India. Yeah, that should have been my question, right? Other than India. Yeah, other than India. Suryanarayan responded Switzerland, right? Other than India. I know our favorite country is India, right? Other than India, where do you want to go? Yeah, China, very nice. Yeah, Berlin. Is it a country? I don't know. It's a capital of Germany, right? Yeah. Since I have asked where you want to go, you might have replied with Berlin, right? Simply joking only, no hard feelings, nothing. Russia, Korea, yeah, Korea, nice place, right? Especially South Korea. Yeah, Italy, Indonesia, a lot of. But now my favorite country is Somalia, right? Right? When people are going behind Switzerland, Indonesia, and all those places, I want to go to Somalia and I want to see what is happening there, right? Yeah. So this is actually string. You can see it as a string. What? No, you can put it inside double quotes. You can see that. You can put it inside double quotes. Okay. So you can put it inside. There is no politics or nothing here, right? Somalia is my favorite country. That's why I'm choosing that. Don't think, right? When we think too much, we will, get confused whether you are hinting on something else in the past or not. No, nothing like that. So this is my favorite country, and that's it, right? Now, I want to see the type of this country, right? How will you see that? You put type there, and you put the variable name there. You click on that. I mean, you just type that. You can see the string there, right? Okay. And now, this is a way to go, right? You could see that it's a string. So in this way we can do with anything, right? Suppose I want to do something. I want to change this just to Somalia. I just want to make this, right? Somalia, I'm abusing Somalia, right? By putting it as in lowercase. Deliberately I'm abusing Somalia, right? I don't like that, right? I want to make it capital. How will you do that? A lot of functions are available, I tell you. A lot of you call it as not function, you call it as a method, right? You call it as a method. Why? Because you are using that string object. What is a string object here? Your string object is country, right? So anything if you make use of an object and call something, right, that belongs to that particular class, string class, you call it as a method. You call it as a method, not a function, right? So country dot, there are a lot of methods available. For example, capital S, right? And you put that you put that capital S there, and you can see that obviously this Somalia is now S is capital here, right? You can see that. Great. Now let me move forward. Who is this Adira Ganesh? I don't know. Who are you? Let me go to the operators, various operators. You can have a lot of operators into 3, right? So it will be probably it's 6, right? So what about this? What about this? What about this, guys? Come on, tell me. Don't think that I will prolong with the Python for too much. I mean, I will go through that and I will come to pandas. It's square x. Yeah, exactly. 2 raised to 3, right? 2 to the power 3. That is equal to 8, right? 8. Great. So now I can even do a lot of other things. And I ask students, what is this, right? 4 mod 3. Modulo n 3 means, yeah, it's a kind of taking a remainder. You are familiar with all this, right? 4 divided by 3, it will be 1, right? You get the remainder 1. You can see that, isn't it? So now all the operators which you have learned there, you can do here. In addition to that, these are arithmetic operators. You can do even logical. You can use even logical operators. What are the logical operators available? And or, right? You have the logical operators available here, which is equal to and, right, or, and, not. So these are the logical operators. So what are the Boolean values? Boolean values, two values are there, right? Boolean values, two values are there, right? What are they? Hello, tell me guys, what are they? It's going to be only two values, true and false, right? Or 1 and 0, right? Or -1 and 1, whatever it is, two values, right? Two, isn't it? So now what I try to do is true and false. What will be the answer, guys? Tell me. What will be the answer? It's going to be false, right? Yeah, it's going to be false. Yeah. Why? Because you know that this is the logical operator. You are performing on 1 and 0. You will be getting 0. Why it is 0 here? It is false, right? Similarly, you can learn all other operators like which are available, right? And what about not here? So not of false. What will be the answer, guys? It's going to be true, right? Yeah, it's going to be true. And these things are very simple. That's why it's easy to learn, right? But these things are simple at the same time. These are extremely useful, right? Extremely useful. I'll tell you, these Boolean operators and these things are very much useful when we learn pandas. We learn there, right? We will see that. Now we try to learn something else called list. So this is another data type available here in or you can say an object available in Python, right? So this is actually, so let me define the list for you, right? How do you define list? Yeah, country list. Now we have country list, not one country. So I try to add some more countries like, for example, Somalia. That comes in my first place. So in addition to that, so let me have some other countries like Nigeria, right? Or you can have even, I don't like Korea and China, right? Which are the other country I can put it there? Ethiopia probably the base, right? So these are the different African countries. Yeah, Thailand and probably you can put whatever countries you need, right? This is a kind of list. It's a kind of list of countries, right? It's a kind of list of countries. Now, my wife has asked me to go to ration shop and buy something, right? So I have the habit of forgetting everything. So I'm going to create the list of items, right? List of items. So she told me to buy kerosene. What is the need of kerosene? You should not ask me. So the next thing is, so 2 liters. What is the 2 here indicates? 2 liters of kerosene. I don't know whether you will get 2 liters of kerosene from ration shop nowadays. I don't know. Recently I heard that they are cutting that even kerosene supply also. Yeah. Then rice it's available, right? 10 kilo rice. And finally, yeah, the most lovable thing, right? Sugar 2.5. Why it is 2.5? Why can't you make it 3? Now she told me to buy 2.5 and I have to obey her. There is no other choice, right? If I buy 3 kilos and come back to my home, then I can't even survive. Somebody asked me any question. So what is the difference between? Yeah, you can put single quotes or double quotes, no problem, right? Python, everything will be, everything will be considered as single quote or double quote. Both are whatever you put inside will be considered as a string. No issues, right? Yeah. Like this, you can ask questions in between, no problem. So I told you story of 2.5 because I have to stick on 2.5, otherwise she will create problems, right? So I just created items. You could see that 2 liters of kerosene. Yeah. What does it mean? You can have any number of items, right? You can have a string here. What is the type of this? It's a string. What is the type of this? It's an integer. What is the type of this? It's a string. What about this? It's an integer. What about this? It's a string. What about this? What about this? Tell me in the chat window. What about this? Yeah, it should be. It is a float, right? Yeah, it should be. It is a. You might have asked me why I have deliberately put that single quotes here, right? I wanted to. You should use. You can use single quotes or double quotes, whatever it is you want, right? So that's it. Define the list, right? And there are a lot of methods available. Suppose I want to know the index or position of sugar, right? By looking into that, you can simply see and you can say that no. So you should start from 0, right? Should start from 0. So starting from 0, right? This index of kerosene will be 0. This will be 1. This will be 2. This will be 3, and this will be 4, right? You know that, right? But imagine you have 1 lakh items, right? So what about the index of? I just need to. You can see that when I click on that IN, you can see that the index comes there, right? By default, and you can see the definition of that also, right? So what it returns? It returns the first index of the value, right? So whatever the value I am passing on, the value I need to pass a value here, right? This index of the mother index, I need to put that pass a value there, and it will be returning that first index, right? And now that you can put that thing, right? So sugar there. Since it is a string, I'm putting it in double quotes, or even you can put the single quotes, no problem. Now we can see that index 4, right? Even though we started from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. By looking into that, you will see that sugar is present fifth, right? But since we start from 0, it is 4, right? Simple things. Simple things, right? Now that, come back. Similarly, you have a lot of functions available which you can make use of. String functions. A lot of functions are available there, which you can make use of that. Right? There is another data type available in Python. Even when you click on items dot, you will see a lot of methods available. So when you place a cursor here, you can even get the definition of that. When you scroll a bit towards the right side, when you place your cursor here, you can see what is happening. When you append means you want to append, add an item to the end, right? Add an object. I told you everything in Python you called as an object, right? So add an object to the end, you call this append. So then you have clear. Yeah, clear means what it does. Clear. I don't know what the clear does, right? So what you can do is you can have a help on that, right? So whatever you want to see, you suppose you want to get help on anything, right? List, for example, list dot clear, right? So you can put like this, right? And you can see there is no need of bracket. I tell you parenthesis here. That is not needed. We are putting inside help. Help is a function, so that gives you a brief kind of help, right? So remove all items from the list, right? Okay, so that's what it does, right? And now we learn something called the use of the plus operator with the list. Okay, something else. Similarly, we can get help on all the methods you can learn. This is the way to learn, right? The way to learn. Now, even you can go to Python documentation and learn things. Go and never ever trust a third party. If you are that much confident, you can trust any third party website. Whenever you feel any kind of doubts, go to official Python documentation page. Where you can find the official Python documentation page. You simply go to Python doc, type Python doc there. Then you can see that official. This is a python.org is the official Python page, and docs. You can see the docs here, docs, not dogs, and this is going to be your official Python documentation. We are talking about Python 3 and above, right? And not the Python 2.7. Remember that this is incompatible, right? That means you work on Python 3, it is not compatible with Python 2, right? So the reverse compatibility is not available with this particular language. So search for anything here, not search in any other places, right? Of course, you can search in Stack Overflow and all, but the syntax and all, it's always better to search the official documentation page, right? So now we come back to our session. Now I just want to ask you one question in between. Is it boring? I should have asked this question earlier. Yes or no? And Adira Ganesh may say that yes, I can understand. But for others, I'm simply joking, Adira. Yeah. She went, I think, for playing PUBG. Yeah. Not boring. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your comments. And it would be boring for KP and all who are here, right? KP have attended my classes. I don't know how many classes you have attended, right? On Python itself, many classes. KP stands for Krishna Priya from S8, right? I could see Krishna Priya early here. I don't know whether she's still there or not, right? I could not scroll through the entire 128 number of students here, right? So leave that. I think she left. Yeah. So now, how many of you don't know anything about Python? Nothing. I mean, you understood something now, right? So how many of you did not have any such understanding before? Yeah. Have you got anything now? Yeah, that's the reason why I started with Python. That's the reason why I started with Python, right? I could have started straight away with something else, data science, and talk about something else, right? But I started straight away with Python. Why? Because I considering you guys, right? Is it okay for you guys? Is it okay? Royce, Rini, then Albin, learning, great. Yeah, Shruti, Sunil. Don't feel shy. You can say anything, even if you say no, it's boring. I will accept that, no problem, right? Now, next thing is I want to merge two things. Now, my wife told me to go to some other shop. So when I went to started to go to a ration shop, immediately she interrupted me and told me to go to a medical shop, right? Or rather a bakery, not medical shop, bakery. So this is my new list, bakery list, right? And she wanted to buy something, what do you call chips, right? Not the electronic chips, okay? And she wanted to make it two kilo, right? Or 2 packets, you can say. Then she wanted some halwa, right? I don't know what's halwa called outside, right? Yeah, we have different varieties of halwa, right? One thing in Calicut halwa, right? And in Tirunelveli there is one halwa called Iruttukada halwa, right? I used to have it when I did MTech in Government College of Engineering in Tirunelveli. So I used to go there. This Iruttukada halwa. Recently, I came to know that the owner has suicided when he got COVID. Recently, I think 1 or 2 months ago. That is actually sad news, but the flavor of that, I just like that halwa, Iruttukada halwa. It's awesome, right? You can have it. I don't know whether the shop is still there. It may be there. You can have it once you travel in Tamil Nadu, especially southern part of Tamil Nadu. You can have it, but the shop will be opened after 6 p.m. I guess. So there will be a long-standing queue, and the other varieties of halwas are there. Like second quality, third qualities are there. That's not the right one. The right one is Iruttukada halwa. There is something else called Shantikada halwa. That's the second quality one. Right? Now there is not much charge in my laptop. We may charge it a bit. We take the charger. Meanwhile, we can have a 30 seconds break. Not even 30 seconds, right? I got my charger back. Yeah, I'm back. Yes. Now leave about halwa. So she wanted to have 1 kg or let's say 0.5 kg, right? And so and so. This is the second list I got, right? Now, I told her that don't repeat this thing. So when you want to, when I want, when she wanted to buy items, give it as one list. Don't give it as separate list, right? But now I want to merge these two lists. What should I do? What should I do, guys, right? So there is a simple option rather than copying, right? Right? There is simple option. You can do something called a plus operator there, right? So my updated list, updated items, my new list. Updated items is equal to items, probably items, right? That is the name of your list, right? That all that comes there. Plus, your bakery things, right? So two things will come, and you will get the updated thing, right? And I tell you guys, we need to put inside this print statement always. If you are not working on ID, right now we are working on Jupyter Notebook. That's the reason why you can skip this print. That's an important point. If you are working on your files, you have to use a print statement. Yeah, what happened here? Yeah, bakery. What happened? Bakery is not defined. I did not execute the cell. Deliberately, I have done this. Now, many people who already took my classes, they say that no, it's not deliberately, right? You made that mistake, and now you are simply saying that deliberately I have done, right? No, it's not like that, isn't it? So, but deliberately I have made this mistake, and yeah, how can you overcome that? Click on that, right? Click execute that. Not semicolon. What semicolon? So whenever you see that error is actually God for us, God, right? Why? Because it will actually help you to, you know, it should come actually. Error should come. Then only you should be an expert in programming, right? So understand that error. The type of error is name error, and name backer is not defined. I haven't defined that. Why? Because I haven't executed the cell. So each time you define a cell, you can click on this play button, or you can click on Control Enter or Shift Enter, right? That is needed. So then only you should go to the next cell, right? Now that you can see that my new list has been appended, right? Chips and alu and all those things has been appended. See the way this plus has acted now. So whereas you are using the plus with 2 plus 3, what will be getting? We'll be getting 5, right? But what about this? I am Devi plus 13. 13 is my favorite number, right? Many people will say that it's a not a good number, it's an unlike number. So what happened there? What happened? So the same plus, right? It's showing some issues, right? What is the problem here? Now we are actually doing. I mean, we are. This plus is actually a kind of what you can say. Somebody who moderates arranged marriages, right? You know what is arranged marriage, isn't it? So arranged marriages means, yeah, and still that age-old custom practice is there, right? You want to be from same religion and same caste, otherwise you cannot do, right? So I am from a different kind of religion. This 13 from a different religion, right? And this plus, I mean, plus is not restricting me. It is plus is restricting me to get married with 13. What is the problem here? Either you need to, the plus is saying that you need to convert. You need to convert the religion of 13, right, to my religion. That is, you all know, right, my religion, especially my students. Otherwise, I don't want to tell about my religion to the newbies, right? They may think that I am mad or something, right? So you probably have heard about my religion, Dingan religion, that's already available, right? So now I want to convert this, right? What I can put is I'm converting 13 to my religion, right? So that I can marry 13. Then only plus will allow me to marry 13. I don't wish to do this, but plus will allow me to do this only if I convert this to my religion. See that, right? Yeah, this concept is known as typecasting. Okay, this concept is known as typecasting, and this is the way I explain things, especially when it comes to programming. I take a lot of examples and I do things, right, rather than giving your theory kind of lecture, right? So this is the way I do things. So you can see that I put a space that comes here, right? And there is another way of doing things. You can put that 13 inside double quotes. People may think that now why can't you do like this, right? You can do like this. I just wanted to explain that. That's all. The typecasting. This process you called as typecasting. That explicit type conversion you called as typecasting, right? Yeah, now we take a break from Python. Why? Because the fundamentals you learn, not fundamentals, you should learn a lot of things, but at least you are familiar with the syntax and kind of things, right? Now we go to some wonderful things, right? We are going to do something based on your data set, okay? Because this is for Python for data science. The session is on Python for data science, right? So actually you should talk about data science rather than making you people bored, right? So let me take that. Okay, so we will work on the dataset now. Our dataset which has been already uploaded. I think all of you have uploaded the dataset, right? It's available in your Colab notebook, right? When you click on here, you have this dataset available here. Now we are going to learn something else. It's a package, right? It's a Python-based package. You call it as pandas. Right? So this is a package available in Python for doing data manipulation, right? It's a package available in Python. So next thing is obviously you have, there are so many other packages available called NumPy. I should have talked about NumPy first before talking about pandas, right? right? Because Pandas is built on top of NumPy. Why? Because Pandas has got all the features of NumPy. I will talk about that. So NumPy is a package. It's a Python package. What is a package? Actually, I should talk about package first. Package is a collection of files, nothing else. Python files, you can say, right? And this is for numerical computing. I tell you, Python does not have this array concept, right? So those things like arrays and things like broadcasting. That makes you the program efficient, right? That makes your program efficient. These concepts can be done with the help of this NumPy arrays. So for this you have NumPy package, and then you have something called matplotlib, right? Not only matplotlib, you have some other packages called Seaborn. You have something called Plotly, right? These are different names. Let's like the name you give, to newly bought dog, isn't it? Just like you call it as Jolly, Lolly, right? Molly, whatever it is, isn't it? Jolly is a dangerous name, but still you can give it. Plotly, these are all packages for visualization. Okay, fine. And you can have something called scikit-learn. Tomorrow, my own students, Krishna Priya and Chaukya, will be talking about machine learning projects. That time they'll be. I think they will be talking about these libraries, and they'll be using the functions available in these libraries. They'll be doing some projects for you, right? So this is actually a package for performing ML. ML is nothing but machine learning. I'll talk about that, right? Now you have some other package called Keras and TensorFlow, right? It's called as TensorFlow. These are packages for deep learning, right? So deep learning is similar or a subset of machine learning, but you are using artificial neural network. That's only difference, right? These are simple things. TensorFlow, there is some spelling mistake. Most of the things are Google's, right? TensorFlow is again developed by Google, right? Based on Python. And Keras is a higher level API, you can call it as application programming interface. Even though you use Keras, what happens in the lower level is you'll be using TensorFlow. There are something else like you have what do you call the Facebook's thing, right? I forgot that. What is that, guys? Do you know that Facebook has something called, what is it for deep learning? Can anybody name that? It is, hello, checking your knowledge. Hello guys, are you there? Now I just switched from Python to a bit to machine learning, right? What are the packages you need for doing this? There is a package developed by Facebook for machine learning. What is that, guys? Nobody is responding. What happened? Am I audible or not? Exactly, PyTorch, right? PyTorch. Yes. So these are the packages for deep learning, right? Even there are more packages you can explore. Now we are going to work on Pandas here. Pandas, what is the beauty of Pandas is that it has got the advantage of NumPy as well as Matplotlib, right? And that means you can do all the array manipulations which this NumPy has got, right? Also you can do visualization, all those things with the help of this Pandas, right? And it's built on top of NumPy and Matplotlib. That's what you can say. And this scikit-learn, it's exclusively for machine learning. All these things, whether it is Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, whatever it is, these all packages have got an official documentation page, right? You can go there. What is machine learning? For what purpose you are doing your things like that, the scikit-learn and all those things. I will talk about that if I get time, right? So you can talk. The sklearn is a abbreviation for scikit-learn, or the alias for scikit-learn. You can even search sklearn documentation. So you will be getting this one particular page where you can see all the different types of machine learning problems and the related stuff. Today's agenda is not that. So probably the people who are going to talk tomorrow will be talking much about that. So let me come back to our data science part right now. Okay. So now today we are going to work with this the file which you already uploaded, right? So for that I need to import, right? Import Pandas. Okay. And So each time you import pandas or whatever package, normally there are some conventions. You can give an alias. What do you mean alias? Sagar alias Jackie means what? Jackie is an alternative name for Sagar, isn't it? So you can give some alias name, right? So alias, it's AS, right? As PD. So that means that now you will be using this pandas. That, you won't be using pandas, instead of that you'll be using PD, right? That's all. So just execute that cell. Why I told you to execute by? Because next time if you want to use the functions inside the pandas, if you don't execute that, you won't get the suggestions. So better you execute whatever you are doing. Better you execute, otherwise you won't get the suggestions. Okay, fine. Yeah, alias. Now we are trying to upload the file which is already there. You can see that the extension of the file is CSV, that indicates comma separated value format, right? The file is already available for you. Now we are trying to upload that, and we are going to play with this particular file, right? Something we are going to explore this file. We are going to see some visualization kind of things, and then I go to LinkedIn workshop, right? Pure Python, it's a kind of boring, right? I can talk even hours on Python, but that's not the scope of this. This is Python for data science. That's why I switched on to Pandas after talking a bit about Python, right? So now I try to read this file into this collab environment, right? So I can give some name. What is the name which you wish? Let me put it as COVID, right? Right? And I just want to import that. How to import that? So for that, so there is a function available in Pandas called read CSV. So you can read Excel files, CSV file, HDF, HTML, JSON, JavaScript object notation, PARQ file, especially when you deal with the big data and all. Now you can do anything, but here we have a CSV file, and most of the data sets, I'll tell you, it will be having this comma separated value format. When you open your data set in a text editor, you could see that all those values will be separated by a comma. That's what it's called, comma separated value, right? So we can click on that, right? Never ever type things. I tell you guys, never ever type. You have to use the feature of the ID, right? I don't tell my students to type entire program segments, and if I see that, I just call them, right? I don't like that. Never ever type things. Now you can see what all things you can give, right? Well, the arguments you can give there for your method, just like header, names, index column, all the things are there. You go to that Pandas documentation page, you can see, even you can understand. When you scroll down a bit, you can see all those things, explanation in simple English, right? What it exactly means. This is a way to learn, guys, right? And now you want to copy the path of the file name, right? That is must. How will you get that? Right now you have uploaded the file. Just right click on that file. Just click on copy path. Now go here, paste that. That's it. Once I tell you, you have the file here, right? Right click on that, copy that path, and paste it here. That's it. Your file is uploaded, right? Have you got it, guys? Especially the newbies. Have you done it? Please respond. Yes or no? Yeah. Nice to see the responses. Yeah, great. Now I want to see I told you everything in Python is an object, right? I want to see the type of this COVID, right? So what should I do? I can do with the help of this type function, right? So I can put it inside, I can give the argument COVID as the value, argument for the type. You can see that it is a kind of data frame, right? It comes under pandas.core.frame. Core is a module inside Pandas. Frame is a module under Pandas, and inside that you can see that object that is called data frame. Why it is called data frame, guys? Why? Because it has got rows and columns, right? It is a 2D kind of thing. Okay, so two-dimensional, right? That is what you call as a data frame. Data frame is what? It's a Pandas object, right? 2D Pandas object. 2D means it has got rows and columns, right? Two-dimensional Pandas object you call it as, data frame. It's a name. So one-dimensional object you call it as series, right? Series, you call it a series. just like you guys had, right? First series examination, second series examination, right? This one dimensional pandas object called as series, just like a vector or an array, right? Vector or an array. A vector is another alternate name for an array, right? One dimension, right? Only has one dimension, right? Now that you talked about series data frame, there is one thing called a panel, which is actually 3D thing. I don't wish to mention about that right now, right? We require this much things only. Okay. So now I want to examine this data set, right? One of the things are present inside the data set. I just want to examine all you do, right? I want to get the description, right? I want to get the description of this data set, what you do. So for that, you can type the name of the data set, right? Dot. There are a lot of methods available. You see that? These are the methods. Why? Because we are using the object, data frame object, COVID, right? And a lot of objects available. See that? Lot, right? And I want to get the description. I know that if I put info there, right? Info is a kind of method. If I call that, I will get to know the description about this particular data set. Is that clear, guys? You can see that. Now this is going to be the, how many columns are there? You can see it's already defined for you, right? There are 10 columns. 10 columns. How many rows are there, or we called as samples? How many samples are there, guys? 39898 number of rows are there. That means 39,898, right? So what are the number of columns? 10 columns, right? You can see starting from 0 ending at 9. These are the different column names: date, location, new cases, new deaths, total cases, total deaths, weekly cases, weekly deaths, so and so, right? And you can see how many of the values are missing here. Tell me, guys, which column has got missing values? What do you mean by missing value? Some values are missing, right? Isn't it? The guy who created the data set probably he had some beer or wine or something, right? So then he typed, created the data set. So that means there is a chance that he may forget to type something there. Chance. Deliberately he can put he can leave a space there, but there's a chance that data is not present. What do you mean missing value is? Missing value is in the, what is the meaning of that? So when you take your data set, let me open the data set for you, right? You can see the data set here. The same thing. So these things you called as a columns, right? Date, location, new cases, that's these things you called as the columns. And the alternative name for columns you called as features. Features. The alternative name for the columns you called as features, right? Okay. I hope you are getting. And the rows, you can see the rows starting from here. The alternative name for rows you called as what, guys? You called as samples. Okay, samples. You can see the details of all the countries available here, right? Per day death, per day cases, total number of cases. That means the cumulative cases, right? All those things. You can see starting from December 31. You can see that December 31. Okay. Each day details are available. You can do wonder with this data. Already people have done a lot of wonders, but still you can play with the data. Now, right now we are going to do something else. Now it's 7:20. Let me go up a bit faster. Now, so how many columns have got missing values? I just asked that question. Nobody replied. Are you all here or playing PUBG? I don't know. Right? So total number of entries are 39898. So check that this date has got 39898. Location has got 39898. What about this one? This is a column, right? With some missing values. Why? Because it has got only 39572. Remaining values are missing. How many values? No, you can check that, right? So remaining values are missing. These all things, all the columns starting from new cases, there are missing values. Okay, there are a lot of methods available to handle missing values and all. I don't wish to go in detail about that. Okay, so right now I just want to know how many missing values are there in this data set, in this columns, right? Right. For that I can do some thing here, right? What I can do here is I just want to see that, right? So is n here indicates the missing values or null values, or you can say numpy dot nan, which is not a number. That is what that missing value indicates. You have seen that now. These are the missing values. That means values are absent here, not present here. Right? You cannot work with the data which consists of missing values. You need to treat it. Before treating, you need to find out where exactly the missing values are. Right? Now, may come back now. Dot D is NA will give you the total number of missing values, right? So, and this will give you true or false kind of thing, right? That's not a good way to do. Why? Because we will get true or false Boolean values only. If you want to get the sum, column by sum of all the missing values, then you have to call another method called sum, so that you will be getting the column wise missing values. You can see that. Now the new case has got 326. Not only new case, even up to total deaths, new cases, all those things has got 326 missing values. Right? That's what you could see when you open in your data set. You can see that the missing values. Okay. Okay. So there might be missing values available after this values also. You cannot. You don't know, right? I told you the guy who has created this data set. You can see that the guy who has created this data set might have had some kind of Obrumadu or brandy or whatever it is, right? While creating this data set, that might be one of the reasons. We don't know, right? We don't know. Now come back. So these are the missing values, right? So next we can treat this missing values. We can do a lot of wonders with this. So before that, let me show you something else. I want to ask you a question. Are you all comfortable? Have you all done up to this? Is it okay for all of you? Yeah, newbies. Are you understanding anything? Yeah, suppose I want to get the column names only, right? Suppose I want to get the column names only. You can do that with the help of there is something called columns, right? So you can see that the columns it's a parameter, right? It's called a attribute. It's not a method, right? It's an attribute. I don't want to teach you object-oriented concepts right now. Those who have learned object-oriented concept, you know the difference between attribute and method. So simply think that when you put this columns here, you don't have to put that parenthesis, right? So that you will be getting this the columns. The type will be index, right? And you can see the names of all the columns available here, right? All the columns names of that, we can see that, right? It's simple. It's easy. Once you're familiar with this, it's easy, right? Now, and you can even get the index, right? Index indicates the raw index. The column names. The raw index also you can get. So for that you can do one thing. You can type COVID dot, right? Index. So that will give you. You can see that index here, right? You can differentiate that method. If it is a method, you can see method or function. You can see that cube kind of symbol will come, right? But if it is an attribute, so you can see that something else, a tool symbol will come, right? So called as a data member or attribute. You can see the range index. It starts from 0, right? The raw ID starts from 0 and ends at 39898, right? So step is equal to 1 means the next index will be 1, the very next will be 2, and so, right? You can look into your data set and you can verify, right? So the index of this this particular thing, right? How will you see that? How will you see your data set from here, right? We have some method called head, so that you can get the first 5 rows of your data, right? So COVID dot head will give you the first 5 rows. Yes, you can see that the first 5 rows, right? Isn't it? You can see this the index starting from 0, and you want to check the last index, right? We're getting the last few rows, right? You can type COVID dot, there is something called tail, right? So you can click on that. We'll be getting the last 5 rows, and here you can see the ending index is 39897, right? So you can see that it starts from this. So you could see the last one probably it's 39897, right? The total number it will be 39. Total number will be 39898. Why? Because this minus 1 will be the final count. Always the final count will be 39897 plus 1, right? You have to put that final count like this. So this minus 1 will be the final index count. So the total count will be 39898. It starts from, since it is starting from 0, so it is up to 39897. I hope you got the concept clearly, right? So why it is 39898 here? Why? Because when the value is this, stop minus 1 will be the last index. Stop if it is 39898, stop minus 1 will be the last index. Have you understood it, guys? Now I just want a quick feedback from you. How are you people getting? Is it okay? Shall I take 10 more minutes and talk about this pandas, or shall I take you to LinkedIn? What do you wish? Tell me, guys. We can do something else. We can do some analysis on this data, right? We can do how many deaths happened in India or Somalia, right? Or countries like even US, you know, the natural number of deaths, right? Yeah, we can continue with the pandas analysis. Great to see. LinkedIn, yeah, Nidhin is getting bored, I think. Sudhi is telling we can continue with pandas. Go ahead with this. Thank you, Priyadarshini. And one Priyadarshini or somebody from outside Kerala was there. Sudhi or who it is, I don't remember. One fellow was there from outside Kerala. That's the reason why I stick on with English. Yeah, who was that? I forgot the name. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are right. Nice to see that. Yeah, Manushi, exactly, Manushi. Yeah, you are brilliant, Terence Johnson, right? Yeah, you remember the girls' names very well, isn't it? Simply again a joke only, nothing. Yeah, nothing. It's a joke. Don't feel. Yeah. So now come back to our discussion, right? Since it's an online environment, I don't know what you people are doing, whether laughing or I don't know, right? Smileys are the only way to understand what exactly you guys are doing there, right? Now that, yeah, I want to see the total number of deaths happened in all the countries. What will I do, right? I could use something called group by, right? Group by is a kind of thing which method which I can use for getting the country-wise death, right? So for that, what I do here is, so let me define a variable for you, right? So let me define it as total death, right? Total death, let it be the variable for you. So my data frame, you already know it is 4-bit, right? Dot. I told you need to use that group by method, right? Group by method, and inside that you need to put the country name. You need to put the name of the column which consists of country, right? What is that? Location, right? The location consists of the country names, isn't it? So you put the location there, okay? The location. Then which column value you have to, summarize. You need to summarize on what is the column value, guys. It's going to be new underscore deaths, right? Just copy that value from there and paste it there. You can use single quotes or double quotes, no problem, right? I have used double quotes here. You can even go with the single quotes, no issue. So new deaths, right? Dot. I want to see the total sum, right? Total sum. So this is per day kind of thing, right? I want to see the total sum. So now I might be getting the total sum. Let's see that, right? So total death. This is not cases. This is total death. Remember that. Okay. So I just want to print the total death here. You can see, right? Afghanistan, it's only 1402, right? Albania, it's 271, so and so, right? I want to see the number of deaths in our country, right? It's going to be India, right? Yeah, it's going to be India. It should be in single quotes so that I can see that. This you will call it as series, right? The one thing you total death is 62,550. Is it right? You can ask Google, right? COVID death India, is true or not? The number I need to get 62,550, right? And what do you got it, guys? Here you got it. It's exact number, right? Okay, guys. Okay, have you understood it? So what is the total depth here? It is actually series, right? So that means you have only one dimension, that is total death only, but you have got the index. So based on the index, I have got the data for you, right? And even you can see the total number of deaths of Somalia. Let me put Somalia is my favorite country. I don't know whether I will be deported to Somalia for saying this, but still, we put Somalia here. What happens? Yeah, 95. Favorite country other than India, I tell you, right? You all, our favorite countries, India itself, we have the patriotism. But in addition to that, my second favorite country probably, you people may say that New Zealand or something else, but it's Somalia for me, right? And right now, the country which I don't like at all, because of them, we all are suffering, right? Of course, I got some time to spend with my kids and family, but still, I could enjoy it for 1 or 2 months, but not more than that. Not with kids, but with wife. Difficult to be with wife for more than 3 months, more continuously each day. It's nice to be there in the hostel, right? So that we can avoid some kind of scolding, right? So what happened in China? The total number of deaths is going to be 4718. Okay. Hope you understood how to get it, right? I just use something, I just group by that particular column and summarize on another column new deaths. This syntax you need to follow. First, it should be parenthesis. The second thing should be the square bracket, right? Hemant, one thing I will tell you, I will share this notebook with you. You can share it with all the guys present here, right? Yeah, that's possible with this. I'll give you view permission. You can probably share with others. Can you share it, Hemant? Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Let me send it. Hemant. Now the count has been decreased. Now it's only 113. Earlier it was 136 or so, right? Probably people might have bored, right? Yeah. When they get a lot of errors, I told you when you get a lot of errors, you can call me, you can share your screen so that I will correct it, right? Rather than blaming me, right? That happens, errors will happen. Might be due to the Somalia example, right? Many may not like, might be due to that. PUBG, yeah, PUBG is always there. Somalia might be the reason. Now I want to believe like that, right? Not PUBG. So now we want to see some wonderful. Now we perform some data pre-processing. We found out the missing values. Then we did something. We summarized. We did some analysis, right? And you could do the same analysis with some plots. I told you Pandas has got the capability, right, of NumPy as well as Matplotlib. I told you NumPy, from the capability of NumPy, we could do all those things, data manipulation. But for visualization, we can go for Matplotlib. And even you don't have to use Matplotlib. You can do with the help of this Pandas itself, right? I just want to see this kind of histogram, right? I want to see the histogram, or rather, I want to see a bar plot. Histogram would not be ideal choice. We can go with let's see the rather bar plot, right? A bar plot of the missing values. I want to see the bar plot of the missing values, right? So total death is going to be your data frame, right? So total death. Now the data frame is COVID, right? Total that is your series. So COVID dot, right? You can go with the is and F for finding out the missing values, right? So total number of missing values, you can go with the sum, right? Dot. Let me plot this bar plot. I am having I just need a bar plot so that you can use this plot method. And inside that, you need to give that argument kind. And the value for that argument should be bar, right? Yeah, you can see that, right? Nice and nice visualization which shows that the date, location, new cases, new deaths, new total cases, total deaths, weekly cases, weekly deaths. What the missing values in all those things? You can say the missing values. It's more in bi-weekly deaths and bi-weekly cases, right? Around 2,500 missing values are there. It's a kind of visualization which I have done using this. Have you understood it, guys? That's the reason why we say that this Pandas is built on top of NumPy and Matplotlib, right? Yeah, somebody wanted to get the attendance link and all. Please share it, Hemant. Yeah. Now what we are doing when trying to do is we are trying to pre-process, do some pre-processing now, right? Here we have done some analysis. Now we are going to do some pre-processing with this data, right? So what I try to do is, I told you, you can delete those rows which contain the missing values, right? That is one way of doing that. Pre-processing means, so we are doing some data cleaning here, right? Data cleaning. So what you can do here is, you can delete, right, few rows. That's one way. And another way is that you can fill the missing rows. Let me put not missing values. Let me put as missing values, right? Delete rows with missing values, right? Missing values, and fill rows with some other values. Let's say 0, right? Let me put as 0, or let me put as average. Likewise, you can do anything, right? Or maximum value or minimum value, you can do anything, right? So I just want to do this. That is, I just want to do some data cleaning, right? I'm explaining data cleaning for you, right? So what can I do? So I can either delete few rows, but deleting is actually, it's not a good choice, especially when you have a lot of rows here. How many missing values are there? When you look on that bi-weekly, 2,500 missing values are there. So deleting those many number of rows from our data is not an ideal choice. What you can do is, you can fill those with the help of, you can fill those with some other value, right? So now I'm going to define a new data, right? COVID without missing values. W without missing values, WMV, right? So that is equal to the COVID, my old data, right? Dot, there is a method available called fill NA, right? Fill NA. So inside that, you can put what is the value you wish to fill. Let me put it as 0 so that all the missing values will be filled with zeros. Let's see. Now, how will you verify that? How will you verify that? You can take the info of this COVID underscore WMV so that you can see that. Now we can see that something happened here. COVID, the data is the data set name is, you can see that name is not defined, right? I just put an E there, right? So you can remove that E from here. Yeah, now you can see the total. No, there is no missing value. You can see 39898 things are there. You can see there is no missing value, right? All the rows, it's filled with missing values are filled with 0, right? And you can check it once again with the help of another thing called COVID. Now COVID underscore WMV, that is our data, right? Dot is NA. Is there any missing value, right? Dot sum, so that we will be getting column by sum. Oh, sum. There is again an error happened here. Sum should be method. It should be method. Wait a second. Yeah, it should be method. Yeah, so that we will be getting a column by sum. Yeah, now you can see that there is no missing value. So we done from some pre-processing, guys, right? So what are the things we have done? So we have done some data analysis, right? Data pre-processing, right? First and foremost thing we done is I'm going to summarize what are the things we learned so far, right? Let me put as text here. So what are the things we learned today? So first thing is we learned a bit of Python, right, for data science, right? Second thing which we learned is we collected data, right? We collected data. And third thing which we have done some data pre-processing, right? I want to explain things like this, things in this manner, right? So these are the various stages in data science. Then we have done some data analysis. You call it as exploratory data analysis or EDA, right? You have explored your data, right? Exploratory data analysis. Then finally, fifth step, what we have done is, you haven't done anything. You done this much only, right? So next things which you can do here is, you can go for building a machine learning model. Building a ML model, right? ML indicates your machine learning. What do you mean by machine learning, guys? Yeah, you guys have something, right? The document is already shared with you, right? You can check the syntax and everything, right? You simply put the value there. This fill NA. Fill NA is the method which you need to use, right? Not function. I tell you why, because we are using that the help of this COVID object, right, which is a data frame. So with the object we are calling that, it's called fill NA. Fill NA. You can put any values here. You can even put the mean values, whatever it is, or average value. Right now I have used 0. So we come back. We have done this many things, right? We have done Python for DS, right? We have collected the data. I told you I have given you link. I told you to download it. We have done some data pre-processing and exploratory data analysis not over, right? Then the next steps are building an ML model. ML model means you are doing something. You are machine learning means what, guys? Machine learning means learning from data without explicit programming, right? That's what machine learning is all about, right? And you call it as a testing, or rather, sorry, training, right? The learning from this data you call as training, and the next phase comes, which is called the prediction, right? Next phase is the prediction, you call it as testing, right? So learning from data is what machine learning is all about, right? So without explicit programming, I tell you, this is what machine learning. And what about deep learning or DL? What is that, guys? So DL is actually when you deploy artificial neural networks. When you deploy artificial neural networks, again for learning, right? From data, learning from data, same thing happens, but you're using ANN or artificial neural network. Then you can call it as deep learning. And once you build a model, you'll be able to predict things, and you could have a nice visualization, right? You can show it to your team leader or project manager or anybody, right? And this much we done today, right? Not all the things. I tell you, there are a lot of things available inside all this. Even most of the time, data scientists spend is on data pre-processing rather than building a model. Why? Because you have a lot of algorithms available, classical machine learning algorithms, depending upon your problem, right? There are a lot of problems available. You can check with that. And finally, you can go for visualization, where you need to do some reporting, right? Do some reporting to your higher level managers. So about fifth step, students will be explaining you, right? Krishnapriya and Shaukia will be explaining you some of the machine learning projects. I too will be available, right, to assist them. Just remind me, KP and Shaukia, to just send me the link, Google Meet link. I would like to congratulate all those students who took the sessions before me, and all Shaukia and Krishnapriya who are going to take sessions on tomorrow. And thanks a lot for tolerating me for this much time. Now I talk a bit about LinkedIn. I think it's a time for talking about LinkedIn, because it was included in our browser, right? I have already talked about LinkedIn about my introduction. I already talked about that. I think you learn many things from there, right? The best thing you should do, right, is that project what all things you do, project it to outside world. Otherwise, you won't get recognized. I tell you guys, right? So that's the beauty of the social networking, right? Only in social networking, I tell you, only the professionals will be there here. Unlike Facebook and other kind of kachara kudara, what you call as Instagram and the kind of things where all those unwanted fellows, right? They are all 24 hours there in Facebook and those places. What do you call? Even you can use Facebook. You can spend half an hour or like that per day, but don't spend your valuable time always in Facebook and Instagram. You can share your photos. All those things happens, especially in your age, in infatuation. Even I too have done a lot of Facebook chatting and all during my college days, and even after that, till I got married, right? So once you get married, everything will be over, I tell you. So better sooner or less when you get married, so that you will stop all those chatting habits and all those kind of things, right? So this is good, right? So next thing is, we talk about you go to your profile, right? You go to your LinkedIn profile. You can add a lot of things, right? A lot of things about your skills, your accomplishments. I think you can even Hemant's LinkedIn profile is the best example. How he has done a lot of things. So you can go to some good LinkedIn profiles. Mine is not good, I tell you, right? I tell you, this is not good. They may say that it's good, but I don't think that it's good. And even a lot of the first and foremost thing is you need to do is you need to follow grades like this, right? I I would have taken so many examples like Microsoft Research Director is my LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn connection. A lot of people are there, but for me, the Dean Academics of Vidya Academy is now my main. I should say my important LinkedIn connection, most important LinkedIn connection, and see the connection, see her connections, right? See where he has worked, she has worked, and her license and her certifications. Then her, she has got another profile also, not only this. I think this is by mistake, right? So I took this. One more profile is there. Similarly, I mean, many great profiles are available. Many. This is not her. I think she has got some other profile. I think in that she has, yeah, put everything right. Even not till 200 connections, she has got even more than 500 connections, and lot many endorsements and all those things are there, right? You can go to that. You can search and note this profile again. I took this. Let me take the other profile. Yeah, let me take this one. Yeah, this is our main profile. Note this. You could see that the endorsements, right? You could see the various things. Endorsements, even 72, 70 in lecturing simulation, lot of things, I tell you. And the foreign people connection she has, I'm actually impressed, right? Lot of people, even a lot of projects, right? Lot of things, even the appreciation or recommendation given by many experts, right? So many such grades are there. Follow them, I tell you. Not follow me. Don't follow me, right? So you have some other connections. You can see Andrew NG. He's there in LinkedIn. I have sent him LinkedIn connection request. I tell you, I'd never ever give them connection straight away, right? Connection request straight away. There is a chance that your account get blocked, right? Try to get connected in the way that you can see that these people are mutual connections with Andrew NG. Still, he did not accept it. I'm a huge fan of Andrew NG. I used to enjoy his lectures. I learned even basics of machine learning through his lectures. But these are the people who are mutual connections with Andrew NG. These are great people. Andreas Muller is a core developer, one of the core developers of Scikit-learn. I told you Scikit-learn, it's used for machine learning. Now the count is 96. Many people have left, right? Yeah, Andrew NG, and these people are. You can see that Peter Norvig. If you send a connection request to them, they may not accept. I tell you, you should follow. But one option is there. You can follow them. Click on that fellow, right? You can click on more. So there is a follow option here, so that you can follow grades. Not only grades, even the companies, right? It is must for you to follow all the companies. When you visit his profile, for example, this is Peter Norvig's profile. When you scroll down, you could see the companies he is following, right? His interest. You can see his interest. Follow all those, right? You click on this Google, right? You follow Google. You follow all the grades, so that you will get all the updates from all these grades. That's the way to grow, right? Otherwise, you will be a frog in the well. Sorry, Priyadarshini, right? Grades follow you could see the number of followers. They are sending a lot of updates in your area, probably, right? If Peter Norvig is following them, I could simply follow them without even double checking. Why? Because he's a great professional, right? That's a way to get updated. You can do a lot of things, right? You can follow a lot. Now the time is 7:51, right? Yeah, now the time is 7:51. I belong to southern part of Kerala, right? My native place is in Mavelikara, right? And where people talk the real Malayalam, like somebody said, Ryan Rashid said, right? Right now I am from Trivandrum since my wife's home is at Trivandrum. I roam a lot of places. I used to work in Thrissur, right, Vidya Academy. Then I used to come to Calicut, right? Earlier I stayed at Palakkad. Even outside Kerala also I roam around. Last time around this time, last year around this time, I went to Bennett University, Noida. So since due to COVID, we could restrict all the traveling kind of things and all with family even. So that's about me, right? Now you can ask me a lot of doubts. Yeah, I'm near to Magician Samraj house. Probably may not like him. Many may not like Magician Samraj. He's a kind of yeah, he will make you scary, right? My home is very near to his home, approximately 1 kilometer away. Yeah, I haven't even interacted. I knew him. I don't even you know, I haven't even interacted. I haven't even got a chance to interact with him. Leo Audit, freaking amazing. Thanks a lot. New generation words, right? I like it. Thank you, Nevin. Yeah, recently I just I just follow people like Hemant, Gion, and all, and I learned to be I learned to what you call the term freaking amazing from them only, like Shaheen, Hemant, people like Gion, and I learned things from them, right? Yeah, many are here, I think. Now, few are not here. I told you near to Samaraj house. That's the only way. He's still there, I think. Samaraj is still there. Magician Samaraj, you know, right? Yeah, very near to his home. 6 kilometers away from Mavalkir town, in a rural place. Very rural place. What is the difference between Python 2 and Python 3? These are two versions actually. For example, in Python 2, you can ask a lot of doubts now, right? It's a doubt clearing session. In Python 2, if you work on Python 2, you don't have to give the parenthesis for the print statement, right? So here we have given the parenthesis for print. In Python 2, we can ignore that. Just like that, there is some syntax difference. So the earlier version which we developed, it's Python 2. It's like the operating system, right? Ubuntu 18.04, and Ubuntu 16, Ubuntu 14 like that, right? Windows Windows 2000 XP, right? Vista 7, Windows 7 support Windows 10 like that. Who is this Adira Ganesh? I taught one Adira Ganesh. Is the same? 2015, 2020. I'm just joking. I knew I heard. I'm simply joking. What is the difference between Python 2? I think I have already answered. Any other doubts? Any other doubts? What kind of certificate should I add in LinkedIn to look more perfect? Anything? Any certification? Better go for Coursera certification. Now it's free. I think in our college is helping a lot, right? Coursera certifications are there, even Udacity or anything, even AAA, even IIT certification, NPTEL, SWAYAM certifications, right? I used to do something from Data Camp and all. Like you can see my certifications here. Even things like even I took completed some Coursera courses. I take a lot of materials from anywhere and anywhere, trusted sources only, not from everywhere. In addition to that, always learn. Always go to official sites. I learn things from there. Yeah, like just like this, right? Official documentation page of Scikit-learn. You can see about Andreas Muller. Andreas Muller is one of the core developers of Scikit-learn. You can search in Wikipedia and you can find it out. And about Git, I think people already mentioned about that. You need to be active in Git also. Now they have mobile application also, GitHub. You should go through that each and every day. You should spend some time for accessing Git and LinkedIn. So that's it from me. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, over to you, coordinators. The student coordinator, to be frank. And thanks for inviting me. Thanks for giving me opportunity. I could see that our placement director is also there. Happy to see you, sir, here. Hope you're fine. Stack Overflow is also good, Jobin, but the syntax you should not follow that. Syntax you should always follow the official pages. Don't follow the Stack Overflow syntax. But just now I am scrolling the name so that I could see you there among the students. Then, sir, there are parentheses and list square brackets. What is the difference between use of them? Yeah, I think when you go with the indexing, right? Indexing, or when you define a list, right? You need to use a square bracket. But with the functions and methods, you need to use a parenthesis. I hope it is clear, Soumya. With functions and methods, you need to use parenthesis, and the square brackets you need to use with the list and indexing. When you want to index also, indexing means one particular item where it is located, right? You need to see the position of that. If you want to see that, you should go for square bracket. Thank you, Fatima. Right. Uh, Thank you for tolerating me, all of you. What's the difference between list and arrays? Yeah, great question. So list means you could see that heterogeneous items were there. I told you my wife asked me to buy kerosene rice, 2.5 liters of kerosene or 2.5 kilograms of sugar, a lot of things, even floating point, integer, a lot of things were there in the list. But when it comes to array, array means it's a homogeneous type. You define only one kind of things, right? Some should like for example integer values only or floating point values only. So the collection of items with the homogeneous data type you called as an array. Okay, I hope I have answered Priyadarshini. It's available in NumPy. I should have demonstrated that, but due to lack of time I could not do that. So I think it's 7:58. Hemant, shall we wind up? I have another session at 9:30 for NRIs.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah.
So I think I'll invite Anjana to say the vote of thanks now.
My wife's name is also Anjana. I hope it is not my wife. Yeah. Please go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Anjana from S5, right? S5 batch. I know you. Yeah. With specs, right? Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. So now we come to the end of the 6th day of our Hello World webinar. This is the second last one out of the planned 7-day session, and probably one of the most interesting ones. So first and foremost, I would like to thank our beloved Professor Ravi Shankar sir for taking time out of his busy schedule to enlighten us with this session. We are very grateful that you were able to take this class against all odds. And many of us were looking forward for this class, sir, so thank you. And lastly, I would like to thank every one of you for taking part in this webinar. And the session has ended, and you may all exit from the platform now. Thank you.